Okay. A part three to this. This time, it's a completely different question and not focused on Alstom. Was the additional Go service plan a political move? I kind of find this whole more Go service thing more political, or at least influenced by it. Again, let me explain, but before I start, I actually like to point out the mistakes I made in my last video. Firstly, CAD is not fully replacing Alstom. CAD is only taking over the maintenance contract. Train operations will be from a different company. So in essence, Alstom's operations will be split towards two different companies. Second, all railway employees in Canada are federally regulated and operate under the federal labor law, not the provincial. But to tie it back to what I said in the second video, it's still a thing to give out vacation days under the federal labor law, so Alstom still doesn't get to slide here. Lastly, Alstom doesn't hire engineers and conductors to operate the trains just like that. Instead, you're hired as a Customer Service Ambassador or CSA, and you work at the accessibility codes for about a year before potentially getting a spot as a conductor or engineer. But you have to have perfect attendance. They don't care about prior experience or qualifications, it's quote unquote irrelevant. So, this case of denials to engineers with experience with other companies such as CN or CP, it of course is just irrelevant. But this is where I'll start the actual video. Why would you make a huge service plan or proposition when you don't even have enough crews for such a thing? On top of their hiring requirements, as well as not many people applying for Go, I could be wrong, maybe people are actually trying to get hired by Go, but where are they? Either they're a CSA worker, or they got denied, or something else entirely. But I personally don't think this was a fully planned thing by Metrolinx. This plan had to have some provincial government influence behind it. Ontario's Premier Doug Ford said that additional trips will begin on April 28th. As of the making of this video, it's actually today. Sure, Metrolinx could have planned this and just gave the info to the government, or the government could have influenced the decision, but I'm not going to say any of these are correct. I don't know, so I'm not going to say. Whatever the decision was, there was apparently pushback by a Liberal candidate in Milton. The Liberal candidate said that in a statement that two-way all-day Go service for the Milton line was something that both Doug Ford and Bonnie Crombie fought for. I hate her. Anyway, the Liberal candidate Galen Nadeau-Harris said this in a statement. Don't be surprised by today's abrupt change of heart. Doug is only doing it for himself. This riding has had a Conservative MPP since 2018 and is now only when this seat is at risk that Doug Ford has managed to suddenly find Milton on the map. If you didn't understand this in a summary, the Liberal candidate basically stated that Doug Ford is only doing this now as by-elections have been called for Lambton, Kent, Middlesex, and Milton. Election day is May 2nd, so a couple days later from this point. And as said before, the seat is at risk. So to potentially persuade voters, he has increased Go service. Again, this is all hypothetical, so take this as a grain of salt. I could be wrong. Doug Ford, on the other hand, said that the timing of the announcement was unrelated to the by-election taking place in Milton. Oh well, again, take this with a grain of salt. Actually, take this entire ordeal with a grain of salt. But then again, we all know politicians by now making moves to get voters. Trudeau. Anyway, is Doug Ford doing this out of the goodness of his heart? Probably not. Or is he doing it for the votes? Again, who knows? I made a vote, and most people said no, that this was a political move. I personally don't have an exact stance on this. Sure, I might think this was influenced or maybe a government decision. I don't know. But I pretty much made this video to raise a question and see what you guys think and potentially correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this pretty much ends this third Go Transit related video, so yeah, see ya.